Do you want to be an alpha male? Don't you sign up for an $18,000 course. You don't even sign up for a $10,000 course. You don't sign up for a $1,000 course. You hit me up and I will bring you through the slog, drag you through the mud for $20, brother, because $20 is $20. The only thing that I think could have made this intro better is if I had a Ford F-150 to film this in. I don't know. I got nothing for you. Hey guys, welcome back to another. Oh, hold on. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Benny Has a Problem. Today we're going to be looking at alpha male camps. Why? Because everyone is jumping on board this trend of looking at these 3-day alpha male camps and making fun of everyone. And we're going to do that, but not quite as bad, because I actually want to look at why would you sign up for an alpha male camp and my experience basically doing alpha male camp for 10 years. It's called the military.
Do you suck dicks?
So let's start all this off. What the hell are you talking about, Benny? Well, apparently there is a couple of courses out there. One in particular got really famous because it went all over Twitter. And basically what it is people pay $18,000 to go to an alpha male boot camp to be taught how to be a real man. Now, I was doing research for a video topic on what is a manly man, because I always find that funny that people like to be like, it's a manly man, it's a manly man, this is what a manly man is. And you can tell from my beard and tattoos that I have a general idea of what I think would make a manly man. But overall, I've always found it to just be confidence. Doesn't matter, as long as you're confident, you can be a manly man. But if you're looking at manly men, you of course come across these alpha male boot camps. Gain confidence, become a real man, become an entrepreneur. Now, I do think a lot of these courses are grifts, like everyone else. But I don't think what they're doing is inherently the grift, because I've lived it, what they're doing to their individuals in these videos. So what happens is you pay this $18,000, you get shipped off to some camp, and a bunch of guys who have shaved heads or long hair, full beards, a bunch of tattoos and loud voices, just yell at you for about 3 days. And what they basically do is what happened to me in military boot camp and what happened to me in ranger training, which I'll explain a little bit better after this, and all the other forms of training that I've been through. They tear you down. They break you down. They make you feel like a piece of shit. But why? Why is this a thing the military does? And why is this a boot camp you can go sign up for? Well, that's actually what I wanted to look at today. Because if we just look at it for face value, you're spending $18,000 to have somebody bully you. Not exactly worth the money. They claim that you're going to gain confidence and the ability to stand up to people doing that. But if you stand up to them in the videos that are going around on Twitter, they kick you out of the course. Kind of anti-intuitive to what they're trying to teach you how to do, isn't it? So, of course, the internet does what the internet does, and they like to take things for face value and straight up make fun of it. Why would you want to be humiliated? How are you going to be an alpha when you're nothing but a beta? All kinds of comments come out of these things. But the first thing I want to do is look at why would you want to do this? And what is my experience living this kind of lifestyle, and how do I actually think it can help you? So first off, why would you want to do this? Many of the individuals who are signing up for this course, if you're willing to pay $18,000 to gain confidence and become an entrepreneur and learn how to stand up for yourself, in my opinion, you're kind of at the end of your ropes. You feel like you're being pushed down. You feel like you have no other options. You feel like somebody needs to teach you to be confident. As I stated earlier in this video, for me, being a manly man, being rough and tough, none of that really matters. Because at the end of the day, I've met very soft-looking individuals, but as long as you're confident, you come across with it, you exude that confidence, you're able to get what you want done, and you know how to say what you want to say. So many individuals who are signing up for these courses obviously are feeling down. They see things in the movies. Oh my God, the Navy SEALs went through this training, and of course, now they're all super rich guys who know how to run a business, and they're able to stand up for themselves and do stuff like this. Yeah, many of them are. Oh, the Special Forces went through all this training, and look at how they're able to stand up for themselves and do all this stuff. And many of them are. The problem is, and this is where I think the course is kind of a grift, is that kind of a transformation, that gaining of confidence, that ability to do what you want to do, that ability to just not give a fuck what anyone thinks, does not come from 3 days of a boot camp that you just paid someone to teach you. That comes from 4 to 6 years of constantly having it drilled into your head in the military. They have guys that are teaching these individuals, like Special Forces or ex-recon or ex-marine. Some of the titling they have on there, I was like, I didn't even know that was a job. Is it a job? I don't know. I was in for a while. But these are guys that have obviously been in for quite some time, doing their full 20 years, 30 years in the military, hitting the limit and then teaching people. People that would sign up for this don't have another option. That's why they're signing up for this. But they do feel that you can gain something from doing this kind of a thing because everyone is telling them that's how you become a man. You go join up for the military, you get tore down, you get broken up, and then at the end of the whole entire process, you're a real man who has the confidence to go out there and start a business or take over as a giant managerial role or become a big CEO because you learned how to do all of this stuff. But again, it takes more than 3 days. The way the Army works, the most basic of the courses, at least when I joined up about 20 years ago, well, holy crap, I'm old. So I was in 10 years, and it's been 13 years out of the 23 years ago when I signed up. The process was about 3 months, give or take a couple of weeks, depending on what was going on. You would sign up, and what you see in the videos is what happened. Now, from what I understand, it has been softened up to appeal to more modern times, but that doesn't matter. My experience was that kind of a thing. I remember very particularly being yelled at, being shouted at. I was yelling out the cadences we needed to do, and because I'm so loud, the drill sergeant decided to pick me to continually doing the cadence. And I remember being like, "Drill sergeant, my throat is bleeding. I am yelling too much." And his response was, "Man up." That is what you went through back then. And what did I do? I yelled the cadence out even more. We would do things like crawl underneath barbed wire like we're going to World War II, even though when I signed up, we hadn't done barbed wire stuff in quite some time. You're crawling through the mud. You're being woken up at 1 a.m. to be yelled at. You're lifting logs with your buddies to move around. But did you catch that last thing I said? With your buddies. You see, what happens in the military, and the reason why 3 days doesn't work, but 3 months does work for many people, is because you learn camaraderie. You learn how to work with people. You're in the shit together, and you learn how to overcome it together. You learn confidence, and you learn the ability to stand up and be a manly man in front of anybody you want to be. But you do it with your friends, and you're being lifted up by the other people in your unit. You're not just going to a 3-day course with a guy yelling at you, telling you that I'm going to wash out 60% of you. Because that happens in the military too. Some people just can't hack it. But it takes 3 months to get that in your head. And then what do you do when you finally get it in your head and you meet that person who got out of basic and they're like, I feel strong, I feel confident. They then get shipped off to a unit to learn how to function with this new weird, I guess it's called alpha male now, but alpha male mentality where you're like, I'm the top dog, I'm badass, I'm awesome. Because when you come out of basic with that mentality, you get your shit kicked in. The amount of times that they would send new soldiers to me at the unit when I became a sergeant, only for these soldiers to try and challenge me, to then kick their shit in and teach them how it works. You then spend years as a low rank learning how to earn respect and give respect. You learn what it means to be able to be the top dog and be tough shit while also talking to other people and treating them with the appropriate respect. And you learn the individuals that you don't want to surround yourself with. This then weeds out more people. The amount of people that I met that got to the unit but then washed out at that point because they've now decided they don't want to be here, they don't want to do this, they don't want that, whatever the reason is. I have so many stories of people doing weird things. My favorite, and maybe I'll make a video on this guy, is the guy that signed up and thought the Army was the Modern Warfare 2 game. He literally showed up and was waiting for them to arrive and handpick him to be shipped off to do a special mission. And that's not a joke. This was what he had in his head, was the job we were doing in basic infantry. You go through basic, it weeds out people who can't mentally hack it with that kind of a mentality. You then go to the actual unit where they slowly weed out people who can't hack it with that type of mentality. And what they're doing in these videos is the infantry training. They're doing the special forces training. They're doing ranger training. And the point of that is to weed out people who are weak. That is the point of it. But you're not there for 3 days. You are there for years. My unit prided itself as the 216 Rangers. That was my infantry unit. And the reason we were called the Rangers is because our unit during World War II was so indistinguishable from the actual Rangers that they were given the title Rangers even though they weren't Rangers, which makes things entirely confusing when you're trying to talk to people and they're like, what's your unit? And you're like, the 216 Rangers. And they're like, that's not a Ranger bat. And you're like, okay, hold on, I got a story to tell you. But because we were known as the Rangers, our lieutenant colonel decided that we needed to be trained harder, faster, and stronger than everyone else in the entire base. So we were getting the, what I like to call, half-ass Ranger training. There was one day in particular where I decided to stand up to one of my sergeants as a younger enlisted, and his answer was to take me outside and make me do push-ups, roll around in the mud, lift heavy things, and yell in my face until I got the message. Does that not sound like these videos? That's what they're trying to do. But it doesn't work in 3 days. That's where I think the grift is. That's where I think the scam is. But do I think some people go into these courses and learn something? Yes. I think if you can go to that course and learn how to be confident and how to stand up for yourself in 3 days, you are already on the edge of doing it. I feel that if you went to a 3-day course and that pushed you over, you were already about willing to go stand up to your boss or ask for that raise or stand up to the guy that's being a jackass to you over at your job. You were already there. Because 3 days isn't going to do it for you. And that's where I think the big issue is. Everyone on the internet wants to make fun of these guys for signing up for Alpha Male Camp. And the reason is simple. They're calling it Alpha Male Camp. And the whole idea of an alpha male, beta male, sigma male, whatever, omega male, I don't know what you call them all because I've never bothered looking into it, is honestly kind of dumb. Because everyone's like, I want to be the alpha wolf. And I'm like, wolves hunt in packs, you idiots. It's all about making a group of friends around you that will help you and lift you up and help you have that confidence. Half the time that I feel confident to do things is because I dragged my friends there to, in their own way, cheer me on, which is normally them saying, Benny, this is stupid. What are you doing? And I'm like, here I go! Because that's the mentality you get from the Army. That's the mentality you get from the armed forces. You build up. You work together. You build these skills of problem solving, of dealing with life and how to compensate for issues that you're lacking in, how to have the confidence to go and stand up and take what you want, and learning how to respect other individuals and respect yourself and know what that actually means. Anyway, that's the point I wanted to make with this. I do think the alpha male camps are kind of grifty, kind of scammy, but they're not as bad as everyone wants to make fun of them for. Why would you sign up for that? Because you probably need it. If you're willing to give somebody $18,000 to yell at you for 3 days, you're at a pretty bad point in your life. You know, some people probably get scammed. Oh my God, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and whatever. And some people probably sign up because they're like, man, I wanted to be in the Army when I was younger, but I just didn't do it. I'm going to go do this like simulation thing. There's some of that happens. I guarantee that happens. But overall, it's funny to laugh at them, isn't it? But I lived it. So stop laughing. That's it. I got nothing else. I'm going to ramble in circles at this point. I appreciate you guys watching this video and getting my opinion on it. If you want, I was thinking about this. I could tell you a lot of really fun and interesting Army stories, but I don't know if the channel wants that. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to give more dedicated videos to some of my crazier stories, because I got a lot of crazy stories. I could even tell you more about that guy that decided he wanted to be in a video game. I still don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.